So thank you again, and thank you for all of you who are going to watch this in recording, and welcome to everybody, and warm welcome to our fellow township employees that I know you are there. So now you know me, you saw my face, and I hope to meet you all very soon. So the first thing, just a class setup for today. We're gonna do all the participation on the chat, just so everybody, we all learn how to do this virtually. So if you don't find the chat, it should be on your Zoom, either up or down, depends on what kind of Zoom app you have. And you can click on the chat. And if you click on the chat right now, it'll be, you'll see my class handout. And the class handout look like, I'm going to show you so you know what it looks like. So this is the class handout, and it shows the Excel Online 1, and it's all online. And you should get a link either by email, or you should be able to see it now on the chat. So you should be able to see the, you should be able to access the chat, the online handout through the chat. And if you have any problems, let me know and I can try to solve it. And this is what we're gonna use for each class. I'm gonna send you this class handout so you can see it has a lot of links and pictures and a lot of further resources. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me know and I can repost it again. Okay, so there is a delay. So if I see something on the chat, I just take care of it, because there is like a delay between I talk and you hear me and I get the information. So there is always a little delay. But I'll stop anytime if there is any questions. And I'm gonna leave, once I start explaining what we're gonna do, I'm gonna leave some time for all of you to ask questions. So right now, we're gonna be talking about how this class is set up so you all learn. I'm gonna show you how to set up a free office.com account. So for this class, you gonna use excel.com, which is the online version of Excel. Some of you might know it as a Microsoft 365. So it's all online, it's free. So I'm going to show you how to get your free account. If you have Excel in your computer, just make sure that it's no less than 5 years old, and you can take this class. It's just going to look a little bit different, but most of the features will be very similar. What we're going to use the Office online, and I'm going to show you how. And the outcome of today is all of you have your Office, you know how to access Excel online, you have your free account, and you know how to navigate interface and commands. So this class is for people who have never done Excel before, and for those of you who would like to also learn a little bit. And one of the things I try to remind everybody who attends my class is what ultimately matters in this course is not so much where you end up relative to your classmates, but where you end up relative to yourself when you began. So write down how much you know of Excel, and then at the end of the class or the end of the series, because there are 5 classes in this series, you can write down and compare how much you have progressed. For those of you trying to get a Microsoft Excel certification, I have placed information at the bottom of this document. So you might want to look at them at the end of the class and see how you can work on the certification. This class is not going to prepare you for a certification. This class is to help you start using Excel in a very competent way, but the certification is a lot more in depth, and it takes a lot of study. You have to study a lot and get a book and memorize the book and make sure you follow the book. So you should have this handout. So if you have any questions now, let me know in the chat. Okay, and for this class, I just want to make sure if today you're using a tablet or a phone, it's okay, because what we're going to do is very, you can use it on a tablet, but this class is used if you have a desktop computer or a laptop and a mouse. A mouse is very much needed for this class. Okay, so to communicate in these classes, we're gonna be using the Zoom chat, or also you're gonna be using the Slack tool. And I encourage all of you to sign up for Slack. It's a web-based communication, kind of like WhatsApp, if you have WhatsApp, but for work environment. I have put the link here. So you can click this link that is here on this handout, and it's gonna take you to, well, it's gonna ask you to enter this information that I have posted here. And once you go through that process, you're gonna enter into the Slack, and you don't have to download the app. If you want to download the app, you can download the app. I have the app in my phone. See, somebody already joined, great. And so you can ask questions here, and it's a free app. You can use, you don't have to download it. You can use it on the web, also on your browser. So if you prefer to have it on your browser, that's fine. It makes the class more interactive. And also what I like is that if you have a problem at home that I need to troubleshoot, you can take a screenshot, a picture, and put the picture here, and I can see it right away. And also I can answer questions. I'm always on Slack, so I don't mind answer questions you might have after the class or before the class. So I'll do the best I can to answer questions. And I have used this app with my other classes, and it helps people keep engaged with the class. So I see other ones here. So the way Slack works is that you can do private email or private message, where only the person that it's kind of like email, only the person you tag will see that message. Or what we're gonna use today, we're gonna use during class, I'm gonna go on the channels, and in the channel you can write questions while I'm teaching, and we can interact. So I know if you are having trouble or if you are being successful, I can get feedback from you and see what's going on, even though I cannot see your face, and I cannot see your screen. So, and also the delay is less than on Slack. So you can, if you join Slack, you can go here to the channel where it says classes right here, and you can say hi to everybody. And the only rule that I have in Slack is when given a choice between being right or being kind, choose kindness. That's the only rule. So as long as anybody follows a rule, they can stay in Slack. And I'm sure all of you are going to do great. So that's for Slack. I usually put it, I have two monitors. So I have put it on one of my monitors, and I can see what's going on at the same time that I'm talking. Okay, and if you can do that tomorrow. And if you have encountered any difficulty, just email me and I'll help you out. So for the next class, not today, these are one of the things I recommend you to do to follow this class. So you can have two devices. So you can have a tablet or a phone, with the Zoom, with your Zoom. So you can have the Zoom here on your phone or your tablet, and then have a laptop where you replicate what I'm doing on the Zoom. So you can put your phone here and look what I'm doing and try to do it at the same time on your laptop or a tablet. So you can sign up one of your devices, and then you follow along with your laptop or desktop computer. The other way to do it is to minimize, to do 2 monitors. Well, that's ideal. If I have 2 monitors, and actually I need one more. But if you have 2 monitors, you can put those 2 monitors, and you can work on one and look at the Zoom meeting in another monitor. But if you don't have that, you can do separate your screens. So you can resize your Zoom account, your Zoom browser, and put another browser here, and look at it. If your screen is big enough, you can do that. And then you can compare. You can look here, maybe Zoom is just on the right side, and maybe here you're working on your Excel. So this class encourages you to follow along, and I have designed the class so you can follow along, and you feel you are not alone trying this new software. Okay, so so try it for next time. I'm sure if you have any questions, let me know. I have put here an article that explains how to split screen. I wasn't clear enough. So just try it along and see how it goes, see if it works for you. Just a reminder, this is the first class, and it's gonna happen every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And the next class is the registration start on the April 9th. And so I'm gonna open the registration April 9th, and we're gonna be editing and formatting Excel and putting information into Excel. Today, I'm gonna show you the interface, the environment of Excel, and learn the terminology so we all know our bearings. So this is all the schedule. So we go every Tuesday in April, and then one Tuesday in May. And you can register for each class, or you can register only for one class. It's your choice. Okay, so all the classes are recorded. This class is right now being recorded, and they'll be put on the Esperanza Public Library YouTube. And also I have a playlist. I'm going to put all the Excel classes. If you need extra help, you can schedule a time that is convenient for both of us through email or Slack, and we can set up a time to troubleshoot. And also I have put a lot of resources underneath. Okay, so any questions so far? Everybody is able to see everything. Everybody is follow along. Okay, so for those of you that are in Slack, I'm gonna put a little tutorial that might help you follow along. But you can write here on Slack, you can write no questions, or you can write anything, or you can put a smiley face so I know what's going on. And okay, so it seems like everything is clear, and if not, you can email me later anyway. So to begin with, we're gonna have to, okay, thank you. So to begin with, I'm gonna show up this video, which is available right now on our YouTube channel. And what I want to help you is to be able to get your Excel.com account or Office.com account, so you can access the Excel free version. So I'm gonna play it here. So the first thing you wanna do is open a browser and type office.com. So you're gonna type office.com on the browser. And it's gonna take you to a site to create your appointment, your email. So after you type office.com, you're going to see this website, which is the Microsoft 365, which is the subscription part of Microsoft, and it works on the cloud. So everything is safe on the cloud. And you're gonna click here where it says sign up for the free version of office.com. So I hope everybody sees that when you open that website. You're gonna see right here, it says sign up for the free version of office.com. If you don't see it, let me know. Okay, so then it's gonna take you to this place where you're gonna start the process of creating an account if you don't have one. So you're gonna click where it says get a new email. So you have to get a new email, and you better write it down in the password too, in case, so you have it handy. When you click get a new email, you're gonna get this window, and that's where you're gonna type your new email, and it could be anything. Like I just put anything. And you can type anything you want. I just put anything at 2021. And it's gonna give you the option of Outlook, and you just leave the option of Outlook. So I'll give you a second to think what you wanna write there. And then you have to enter a password. If you already have Office 365, you're fine. Unless you wanna, if you're using it, maybe if you wanna have a separate account just for this class because you don't wanna change it, combine it with your work account or your student account, this is an option. So you can have another one that just to practice. So it's up to you. So then you're gonna create a password, and the password, I think it has some rule for the password, I forgot, but it might have some of you have to have a special character and so on. So, if you are making a new account, write down your new email and write down your password so you can reuse it after the class. So you just write a password, and so if you click here, you can see the password. And when you're done, you click next, and then you're gonna put your birth date or whatever date you wanna use for birth date. And then it's gonna create it. And later on, it's gonna ask you to verify it. You have to put an alternative email later on. It's gonna ask you to put an alternative email so you can put like your Gmail account or another account you may have. I wouldn't recommend to use your phone unless you wanna use this for work. If you're using it just to learn, I wouldn't recommend giving them your cell phone number unless it's totally important for you. So then it's going to ask you to do the robot test to make sure you are not a bot. And you have to do this little puzzle here to prove that you're not a bot. And then you add your name, whatever name you want to use. I just put this, but you can do whatever you want. Nobody's going to check it to see if it's the right one, and then you're done. So here is one of the things too I want to point out. You're entering the free office for the web. You have 5 gigabytes of cloud storage, so you cannot use a ton of pictures, but it's okay to have documents. As long as they're not super huge, you're gonna be fine. You have the option of using offline Office Online apps with this plan. So you're gonna have your Microsoft Outlook, you have Excel, you have Word, but all on the cloud, all online. If you wanna get the suite, Microsoft 365 suite, the pay one, do you have to pay? And I don't know how much it is because I never pay for it. But if you're interested, you can check to see how much it is. If you have this section, if you have this Microsoft 365, you have the option to download the apps into your computer. You don't have to pay extra. If you have the free option, you cannot download the apps into your computers. You have to work online all the time. Okay? So I just want to make sure that, because it's kind of confusing the way Microsoft Office explains this. So then you go through these windows, and it's, of course, it's going to encourage you to buy, but just stay free if you want to stay free. We have, the library has all these apps available on our computers, and so you can come to the library and schedule a computer time if you need them on the computer. Once you have your computer, your Microsoft Office account, you're gonna have access to the suite, to the entire suite. So you might recognize here Microsoft Word. Here is Excel, the one we're gonna use. PowerPoint, Outlook, this is the cloud, which keeps all your files, and then other apps that are available. And then it's gonna give you a little wizard tutorial here, and it's gonna always ask you if you need any help. The install Office, it's gonna give you this. This is not work unless you pay. So even though it shows up here, it's not gonna let you, it's gonna prompt you to pay. So here's also buy Office, and so this is the way to buy. So you just can ignore that if you want to remain free. So after that, you can check here that you have, this is your profile, and then we're gonna open Excel. So you click here on Excel, on the Excel app, and it's gonna take you to the Excel online, excel.com, and it's gonna give you here the option to start a new workbook, and you just click there, and it's gonna open a workbook. Yes, in a minute, I guess. And it's gonna keep saving it. This is something, if this happens to you, you have to put your password, and then it's gonna open. So once you open here, you're gonna see it says here, save to the OneDrive. So what it means, as soon as you open your Excel, it's saved automatically to the cloud. To the cloud, the cloud is the Microsoft cloud. So it doesn't live in your computer, it's somewhere on the internet. And as long as you have internet, it'll save it. If you happen to not have internet, you can work offline, it'll save on your browser, and as soon as you have internet, it'll sync. But you have to be careful about that. You always want to have internet, or maybe save the file into your computer just to make sure you have a backup. So work it out at home and see how it works for you. And if you find anything that is different or you don't understand what's going on, let me know. But this week you should, if you never had done any work on the cloud, if you haven't done any Excel.com, you should take some time to familiarize yourself and take chances and see if you can get accustomed to this software. And there is no mistakes you cannot make that you cannot solve. So I encourage you to try your best to be adventurous and don't be afraid to try something new, because we all have to do that sooner or later. So when you are done, if you type or do anything, we're going to type in a little bit, you'll see it's going to say either saving or save right here on the status on the app launcher here on the green, and then you're going to see your profile, and then when that you get out, you're going to click on that. You're going to click on this and get your profile, and then you're going to sign out. So you're going to see a sign out button right here, and that's, you're going to get out and nobody can see what you did. So if you're sharing computers, or if you are somewhere, for example, in the library, and you don't want somebody to see what you did, you just go ahead and sign out and nobody can access it but you. Okay, any questions about that? No questions? Everything is clear? Good. Okay, awesome. If you have anything comes up, let me know. So now if you were able to open an account on Office, on Excel or Office.com or Excel.com, and you can also go to Excel.com, like you can type Excel.com and it's gonna take you to the same place. Why is it so slow? I don't know why it's so slow. Anyway, so once you're here, you can click here Excel, and then you can click here new book, and you see here, this is the last book I worked on, so it's gonna show up here on the Excel. And so I'm gonna click here. It's gonna tell me to verify my identity. This might not show to you, but it's showing to me because I'm using an incognito window. So just let me put my password. And see if it's working. Okay, so now I'm in the Excel environment. And if you go to your online handout, you're gonna see the video that we just saw, that I just showed you. So if you don't know how to, if you didn't understand what I just did, you can go here, and it's available right now on our YouTube channel. And here is also some explanation about how to open your account. So now we're going to talk about the interface and also about the names that we need to keep in mind when during this class, so you all know what I'm talking about, and you all go to the right place at the right time, and we'll have the same terminology. It's kind of like having a map. So the first thing you're gonna see is this grid. So in this grid that you see here, that's the work area of Excel, and that's where you type. You can type there. You can put numbers, and next week we're gonna be doing more formulas. You can also go and delete, use your keyboard. You see, I have a keyboard here. You can delete, use the delete, or you can use your mouse and move, or you can use the shift and move also. So try that. And the way Excel works is a grid. So if you are familiar with a word processing software like Word, you type and there are lines kind of like in a paper. In Excel, we have cells and each cell has a place. So the first thing I want to show you is the, if you see here where it says book one save, this is called the app launcher. And if you click on the carrot here, it's going to tell you where it's located. You can change the name. So I can put my first file, Excel file, and click enter, and it's saved immediately. It's saved immediately. I don't have to click save. Also, here is the location. So this is the cloud. And if you make folders there, and we can make folders later, it's gonna, you can choose where you wanna save it. But for now, I'm gonna go back here. And of course, you're gonna get those pop-ups from Microsoft asking you to, reminding you that you can get more if you pay a little bit more. So that's the app launcher, and you can see here when you write, you enter, and you can see that it's saved. And if you have more longer things that you are entering, it might be here saying saving, and it's going to tell you also when it was saved. And there is a place, no now. So it's going to tell you, like, when it builds more history, how long ago has been saved. So for example, if we lose internet now, I hope not, but if it happens to have an internet interruption, it's going to tell you when was the last saved. So maybe it'll be 15 minutes or an hour. It's going to tell you when was left saved. Okay, so that's the app launcher here. Then we have the title bar. So the title bar here, you can search help. Well, this one doesn't have a real title bar. The title bar is this one, but it looks a little bit different what I'm used to, but they put the search box here. So in the search box, you can look, for example, how to copy, and it's gonna tell you, it's gonna take you to somewhere, no, undo. Oh, it's doing it for you here. So if you wanna put clear, it's gonna tell you, it's gonna do it for you. So if you forget where things are, you can type it here and it's gonna happen. The next thing is the share, but we're gonna talk about share next time. The most important thing is the ribbon. So this is the ribbon right here. Right here, this is the ribbon. So this is what we're gonna be using a lot in the next class. So you can click File, and File is where you can save as, so save it to your computer or print it. You can create new, or here's your recent files. And then the way you go back, you just go to this arrow and you go back to the main ribbon. So all these are called tabs. So when I say go to the File tab, you click here. Go to the Home tab, you click here. So there is Insert tab, and you see icons changes anytime I press a different tab. So if I say Draw tab, here's another tab. And this Excel version, of course, doesn't have everything that the desktop version has, but it has almost everything we need. And also there is help here. So most of the time we're gonna be doing home and formulas. This is where we're gonna be doing. So this is a ribbon, and then we have different tabs. So remember that, so we are in the same page. The next thing is the formula bar. So the formula bar is when I go to one of the cells, you're gonna see the, let me make this bigger there. So when I go here to this cell, you're gonna see in the formula bar, it's gonna tell me here the cell name, G8, and it's gonna, here the formula bar is gonna tell me, it's gonna be there, it's gonna replicate what is inside the cell. So I can write more, or I can delete it completely and write something else and I click enter. And that's where we're gonna be using that for formulas too. So, so the formula bar is something we're gonna be using a lot. Then we have the work area. So this is called a sheet or a worksheet or a spreadsheet. And the whole file can have many, many worksheets or spreadsheets. And that's gonna call a workbook. So a workbook has a lot of sheets and or spreadsheets. And we can add more here and you see how they show up. Each sheet you can just click here and you're gonna see a different, the same grid, but it's a different sheet and a different one. This is where we're gonna work. We're gonna put our numbers or whatever you wanna put, tables or any data that you need. We have a grid. This is a grid. This is our coordinates, like in a map. So the gray grid has columns and rows. The columns have letters and the rows have numbers. And this goes, you can use the scroll bar to go all the way down. And you can use the horizontal bar and go all the way to the right. And there is an end to this. It's not unlimited. There is an end, how many rows. There is a limited number. I don't know, I forgot, but it's a lot. You can go down for a long while, but it's not forever. Also, the way you talk in Excel, I'm gonna tell you go to G7, and this is where I would like you to go, or go to B1, and this is where I want you to go. So you're gonna see anytime you click the cell, this is the cell, they activates and shades the columns and the row. So you know exactly where you are located. And that the location of the cell is the main thing in Excel. You have to understand this is the life of Excel. You know how the cells work and how you can find your place in a sheet by the columns in the cells number. You're halfway there. And they're all unique. They don't repeat themselves. So there is a unique F4. There is no repetition. Only if you go to another sheet, it's gonna be maybe the same coordinate, but it's gonna be sheet 2. So that's a different, a complete different cell. Then we have the status bar down here at the bottom, and it's gonna tell you what's going on. Also, you can use the zoom here on the right. Also, there is a quick feature if you want, if you select these two, you select with the right finger and you're gonna click the mouse, and that's the way you select. So you select these two and you're gonna see, as soon as you do that, you're gonna see a preview of what Excel can do. So when I select these two numbers, this only works for numbers. You're gonna see average, count, which are 2 items, and the sum. So this is, if you have a sheet this completely filled out with numbers, you can go all around and find out what their average is. So see here, it'll show up here. So that's a very useful feature. Okay, any questions so far? No. Also, you can select the whole sheet by clicking on this corner here. So if you click here on this corner, you select the whole entire sheet. If you want to get out of that, unselect or cancel the last action, you're gonna click escape on your keyboard. You click escape. And right now, I have to be here. Okay, so, well, it's not working on my keyboard, but it should work. If you wanna get out and cancel out, just click anywhere on another cell. So if you do this, and you don't want to anymore, click on another cell. Let me see. The other things that you want to know how to do is the undo or Control Z on your keyboard. So undo is like if I type this and I think it's a mistake, you can go here, undo, and it will undo the last action. And okay, so moving along, if you have any questions, let me know. Then we're gonna have groups. Okay, so I just click this arrow here on the bottom right corner of the ribbon, and it extends the ribbon. So it makes it bigger, and I can see now the names of the groups. So each ribbon is separated by groups of comments. So we have here, this is the group undo group, the clipboard group, the font group, alignment group, number group, tables group. So the way I'm gonna talk to you is go to home, find the font group, and change the letters to color red, for example. Or go to C8 and highlight, go to the home tab on the font group and fill the color yellow, and so on. So this is going to indicate you where you need to go. So these are our groups, and every single tab has the group right here written. And you're going to see them here, here. So that's help you to navigate. And then inside, you're going to see different commands. And if you hover, it's going to give you a preview. And sometimes if you have the paid one, it's gonna, the paid subscription, you're gonna have the auto save right here on this corner, and also the quick access to tool. If you want to zoom, you can go here and zoom or zoom out, or you can also go view on the view tab and use the zoom to zoom out or zoom in. Okay, one of the things for Excel, let me make this bigger, is you want to use the right, the left side right here, your mouse, and to move. So I think before I say right, but I meant to say right hand, left bottom. So your mouse, usually bottom mouse has a left and a right button. So the left one is the one you're gonna be using, and we click only once unless I tell you to click twice or double click. So just one click, you just click here, and sometimes you have to hold it. So if I tell you to hold it, you need to click with the left, on the left bottom of the mouse, and hold it like this, and then maybe drag it like that. Sometimes, so for example, I'm gonna drag something. So like that, it'll select several cells. So I just holding my mouse with using the left button on the mouse. You can also use your keyboard you can also go and do shift, hold shift and use the arrows. So I don't know if you can see it there. And use the arrows and you can go up and you can go down. So that also works. And if when you're done, if escape doesn't work, just click anywhere and it's gonna deselect that part. Sometimes you need to use, we're gonna use the right bottom. So it's this one. When you click that, you're gonna get like a handy menu here. It's like quick menu where you're gonna see other things that are in the ribbon. So sometimes we're gonna use the right click. Also, sometimes we have to do the auto select, the autofill. So the autofill, I may as well show it to here. We're gonna do it another time. You're gonna go here, let me make it bigger. So the autofill, what it is gonna take, it's gonna do a pattern down the cells, or you can go also different direction. And this time I'm gonna go down. You have to go to the bottom right of the cell, and you see there is here, for some of you, it'll be a white cross, or it'll be like mine. I have a regular arrow, and I can move this. So if I hold it, I'm using the left click right here. And see, I have a black cross. I don't know if you can see it. And I can move that cell, move it. So I just moved it by holding the left bottom, and I have to hover until I see. Some of you will have a white cross, like a thick white cross. In my case, it's a black one, and I just holding it with my mouse and I'm dragging it. So I just moving that cell from one place to another. The autofill is different. You have to hover right here to the bottom right of the cell, and you're gonna get a very thin cross, and then you're gonna hold the left bottom and you're gonna hold it, and it's gonna do a pattern there. So you can do 88, or you can also do 1 and 5, and it's gonna do a pattern. So I can select these two, and then I can do a pattern. So it's gonna be a pattern here. So if I would have done 0 and 5, it would have been better. So try it and see if it works for you. We're gonna do more of this later on. Okay, so okay, so any questions? We're almost done, and I at this point, if you want to unmute yourself to ask any questions, you can. There is more information here on the handout. And if you have any question, email me. And the next class is April 13th, next Tuesday, and the registration open at 9 and April 9th. So I hope to see you all here next